Chapter 9. The Education We're Denied. We raise kids to believe education is the great equalizer, the ladder anyone can climb if they work hard enough. But here's the truth. That door is built on a hinge most people never get to see. Because our school system teaches a lot of things: poetry, biology, geometry, essay structure, exam strategies. But it does not teach the rules that actually determine survival in adulthood. We send 18-year-olds into one of the most financially predatory environments in Canadian history. Completely unarmed. Financial literacy by the numbers. Only 1 in 3 Canadian high school students report learning about personal finance topics, including taxes, in school. Financial literacy is not mandatory in Saskatchewan. More than half of Canadians report that financial stress has had a negative impact on their mental health. The average Canadian now carries over $83,000 in non-mortgage debt. The system profits from your confusion. There are 3 reasons. Complexity protects power. The more complicated a system is, the fewer people understand it. Confusion is profitable. Confused people pay more interest, sign worse loans, get trapped in fine print, and miss tax credits. The myth of meritocracy would collapse. If every student learned how wealth accumulates and how labor is structurally disadvantaged, the myth that hard work alone determines success would shatter overnight. Power and accountability, what not knowing, actually costs. By age at 18, you sign a student loan agreement without understanding how interest capitalizes during a grace period. The loan is $25,000. By the time you make your first payment, it is $26,800. No one taught you what capitalization means. You did not know to ask. At 24, you sign a cell phone contract. The early exit fee is buried in paragraph 14. You pay it 2 years later when you try to switch providers. You sign your first rental agreement without knowing what a landlord can legally withhold from a damage deposit. You lose $600 that was rightfully yours. At 29, your employer offers enrollment in a pension plan. You decline because you need the cash now and don't understand that your employer would have matched your contributions dollar for dollar. Over a 40-year career, in compounded terms, that decision costs you the better part of $200,000. At 35, a financial advisor recommends a mutual fund with a management expense ratio of 2.4%. You do not know that index funds tracking the same assets charge 0.2%. Over 20 years, that 2.2% difference on a $50,000 portfolio costs you approximately $40,000 in returns you never received. At 42, you do not know you are entitled to claim a home office deduction for the work you have been doing from your kitchen table for 2 years. You overpay your taxes by roughly $1,200 per year until an accountant mentions it casually. None of these losses are catastrophic in isolation. Together, across a working life, they add up to tens of thousands of dollars. A down payment, a decade of retirement contributions, a child's education. The wealthy person across town did not make these mistakes. Not because they are smarter, because at 18, someone sat down and explained the rules. The grand irony: the rich teach their kids what matters. Wealthy families pass down how to leverage debt, how to build assets early, how to minimize taxes, how to use accountants and lawyers, how corporations work, how trusts protect wealth. Their kids get the rule book. Most kids don't. The education we're denied is the power we never get. This isn't a critique of teachers. It's a critique of a system that withholds what matters. Because when people don't know the rules, the system can always say they failed, even when it was never a fair fight. But once people learn the rules, clarity, confidence, action, power. And that's why the education we need is exactly the education we were never given.